Am I the a-hole for refusing to take in my sister's stepkids while they're homeless? So recently, my sister and her husband lost their home, and right now they're living in a shelter with his two kids, my sister's stepchildren, who are only 6 and 7. They have sole custody of the kids, which ties directly into how they ended up in this situation in the first place. His ex, my brother-in-law's ex, the kid's biological mom, has a long and ugly history with drugs and instability. When the youngest was still a baby, things completely spiraled out of control, and that's when my BIL finally ended things with her. From there, it became years of court battles and back and forths. At first, she sometimes had unsupervised visitation every other weekend, but she would relapse, disappear, or act erratically, and the court would pull back her visitation rights. Eventually, she was restricted to only supervised visits. About a year ago, even that ended. The court terminated all visitation, and BIL was granted sole custody. That's when she completely lost it. After losing all rights, she went off the rails. She trashed their home, screamed threats, caused property damage, and ended up arrested, though she was out of jail within days. From then on, there were more incidents, harassment, vandalism, suspicious behavior that made my sister believe she was being followed. She's manipulative enough that even when they tried to report things, she could cover her tracks and avoid consequences. But eventually she escalated beyond harassment. One day, while my sister was home alone with the kids, the ex actually showed up and tried to take them. It turned into chaos. The kids were screaming for their mom, my sister was terrified, and the ex shoved her and tried to force her way inside. The police got involved, charges were pressed, but once again, she didn't spend much time in jail. She was released while the case dragged on. All of this chaos and stress added up. Between legal fees, constant instability, and the ongoing fear that the ex could show up at any moment, their landlord finally had enough. He refused to renew their lease, saying he didn't want the drama on his property. With an eviction on their record and no one else willing to rent to them, my sister and BIL had nowhere to go. Now, they are living in a shelter with 2 little kids who don't understand why their lives are falling apart. That's when my sister came to me. She asked if the kids could stay with me temporarily while she and BIL figured out their next steps. She was crying, saying she hated that the kids were stuck in a shelter and begging me to take them in, even just for a little while. And honestly, my heart broke for them. But I still had to say no. I already have a young child of my own, and I am pregnant with another. Bringing those kids into my house would also mean bringing their mother's wrath onto my doorstep. This woman has proven she is unstable, unpredictable, and has no boundaries. If she discovered her kids were staying at my house, she would 100% come after me. I cannot, in good conscience, put my own children and my unborn baby at risk by exposing them to her. I don't want to live in fear, constantly checking locks, worrying about someone setting my house on fire, or being harassed in front of my kids. When I explained this to my sister, she didn't take it well. She said I was heartless and that the only reason I was saying no was because they weren't really my nieces and nephews. She insisted that if they were my biological family, I would have taken them in without hesitation. I told her that wasn't true at all. I don't care whether kids are biological, step, or adopted. What matters is the danger that follows them because of their mother. That danger doesn't go away just because I feel sorry for them. The most frustrating part is that my sister herself has admitted in the past that she feared her husband's ex would one day torch their house, or worse. If she truly believed that, why would she now expect me to expose my family to the same risk? My BIL also confronted me and accused me of making excuses, not to help. He said I could have taken extra safety measures if I really cared, but what does that even mean? Am I supposed to install a full security system, hire guards, and live on high alert 24/7 while pregnant and caring for a toddler? That's not realistic, and it's not fair for them to expect me to shoulder that burden. Now my sister and BIL are furious with me. They think I'm selfish and heartless for turning away kids in need. And the truth is, I feel horrible about the whole situation. I think about those kids at night, in a shelter they don't understand, and my stomach knots with guilt. But then I look at my own child sleeping in her bed, and I feel my baby kicking inside me, and I remind myself that my #1 responsibility is to keep them safe. So, now I'm left questioning myself. Am I really the a-hole for refusing to let my sister's stepkids stay with me while they're homeless? Or am I just doing what any parent would do to protect their own family?